We've just walked through an intense eclipse portal, and now we've arrived in an energy of fall in the Libra season, a season of balance, beauty, joy, recalibration, and rest. After all the releasing and shadow work, the invitation right now is simple to pause. The pause is not empty. It's where we integrate, it's where we embody the wisdom that we received from our journey. It's where our nervous systems reset, where our bodies catch up to our soul, and where our deepest clarity can finally rise to the surface. So today, I want to guide you through a practice I call the gift of the pause. It's a journey to help you breathe, reflect, visualize, and anchor into stillness. All you need is yourself, a notebook, a pen, and a willingness to slow down. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello, hello, beloveds. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the Sovereign Goddess podcast. This is your girl, Abigail Mensa Bonsu. And here's the thing, today's episode is not information, it's more of an invitation. Think of it as a sacred retreat where you get to come in and to pause, to reflect, and to take a deep breath out, to exhale. That's what I want this episode to be because we just literally moved through an intense eclipse portal. Oh my goodness. Today we stepped out of the portal officially and we closed the portal with the new moon in Virgo. And of course, there's the shadow period that follows afterwards. But at least, the shadow period is a time where we get to tie up some loose ends. We get to finish some of the stuff that, we still need to finish up. It's a nice time to just kind of close it up. It can also still be intense. I've had people tell me that, in this last, beginning Monday, like it looks like things have been more intense for them than it was for them during the eclipse portal. And, especially Monday, it was the new moon in Virgo that day, which is the last eclipse, right, in the portal. And then we also stepped into the fall equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. And I think there was something else that happened that day too. And so it was like jam packed with intense energy. Oh, yes, we also moved into Libra season. So there was a lot of transition going on. And so that feeling of you got to get things done. I don't know if it's a feeling, but perhaps the invitation to close, to finish things off, to close becomes stronger. So whatever it is that the universe, your soul wants you to see, examine, review, release that you haven't yet, will come in even stronger so you can just be done with it, right? So there's a good thing in there, but it doesn't mean it's not intense, right? I'd rather take my time doing it than to have this intense burst. But sometimes we need the intensity in order to complete whatever it is that we need to do. It's just depends on our journey and what we choose, what works best for us, right? It's between us and our soul journey. That's about it. But when we stepped into Libra season, I felt it. It felt like this, like I could take a deep breath in. Like it didn't feel like, oh, okay, I'm good for a while, like I can go on vacation, kind of thing. It just felt like in this moment I could take a deep breath in. And then when I tuned into it, if you really think about it, Libra is an air sign, right? It's a cardinal air sign. Libra also represents beauty. Libra represents harmony, balance, right? So it's bringing in all this recalibration, it's bringing all this energy at the end of the eclipse season, which I think is such a gift. Also, not to mention joy, joyfulness. That's also part of Libra. So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's it's like a cosmic reward. We get a little bit rewarded at the end of our journey, at the end of our intense work. And I was talking to my friend earlier today, and she mentioned that during the eclipse portal, it was like she was coasting through it, and she, just at the end of it, it looked like it was just like a pimp slap, like everything just kind of hit her. And she's like, well, why is that? And she realized after contemplating, well, first of all, she's a Pisces. The first part of the eclipse was in Pisces. We had the full moon in Pisces that opened it up. It was a Pisces Virgo, at the gatekeepers of this portal. And she's a Pisces, so she was able to flow with the currents. Pisces is a water sign, so she was able to flow right through it. And whatever popped up, she dealt with it. She worked through it, but it was in a fluid way. Where when we stepped into Virgo, Virgo is an earth sign, so it's almost like you are, floating on the river, and all of a sudden you hit a boulder in the river and you stop. And now you have to see whatever else that needs to be done. But Virgo brings in that it helps you see the patterns, which we need to see the patterns so that we can finally put a stop to something that doesn't benefit us anymore, right? It also helps us to plan and organize and get a, oh, there was something that was coming in. It's like honoring our bodies. How can we be of greater service, right? This is all Virgo. There's this aspect of moving from that fluidity, from that being in the, floating on the ocean or the river, to now we're on land, and now we have to figure things out on land. So that's kind of like the energy that happened, and then we move through that, right? And of course, whatever needs to be done during the shadow period will be done. But we enter Libra, Libra bringing in that fresh air, and it's like we get this pause. It's like, so Libra brings in that exhale, like, that's it. That's Libra, right? Of course, there's others, but this is kind of like the experience I felt in my body. This is what happened in my body. And then you bring in the equinox energy, stepping into fall. Fall being a season of pausing and releasing and letting go and slowing down. So it's like, and that's the thing with this journey. We're talking about cosmic energies and eclipses and all of that. Sometimes it can be very spiritual and maybe even mental, but I think very few people are able to really feel these transitions in their bodies. Perhaps this will awaken your wisdom around that. How did you notice any release in your body? For me, again, it was that deep exhalation where it's like, and then, fall is one of my favorite seasons. So in Colorado is interesting because we entered fall, and that day it rained all day and it rained all day the next day. So a lot of rain, and it just felt, I all of a sudden I was craving like all like the cinnamon, the cardamom, like all the fall seasoning scents, like the warming ginger, right? All of that. I was craving all of that. I was craving porridge because we have to nourish ourselves differently in each of the season. And in the fall, you need to bring in those. That's why the fall spices really come in at that time. The ginger, the cardamom, and like all of those cinnamon, they all warm you internally, which boosts your immunity, so you're not prone to getting as sick as possible. Also, wearing a scarf at this time to protect your wind gate, the back of your neck from that chill. But it was just beautiful, that transition, that reminder. It's like, hey, I'm here. I have arrived. And now take a deep breath in, exhale, release, take notice of where you are, how far you've come, right? And just simply begin to slow down and drop into your body. Right, because we're still moving through our journey, but at this point, before the next big thing happens, because this is not going to be the last time that we work through this intensity. I've talked about this. This is just the time that we're in until we get to that spot. I think we have like 3 years, I think so, where we will begin to feel things settling down, like in a good way, where we see the changes that we've been praying for fully anchored and manifested in our reality, right? So things will be like, oh, yes, yes, we're here, we arrived, kind of thing. But until then, there's a lot of inner work and outer work that is happening. And all the planetary stuff that come in are all helping us to do that, right? But in this moment, and this is something I also want to invite you all to practice, that every time we move through something intense universally, whether it's an intense full moon, whether it's an eclipse, whether it's a retrograde, there's always a time to pause. You know, in the wheel that I walk my students through, year own wheel of the year, even in that, there's always a time for them to pause in their wheel. And where the pauses are is going to be very different for each person. But it's like orchestrated in the way we're meant to flow in life. I mean, look at the seasons. You know, we have the spring where the energy builds up, and then summer is like in full force. We're out there, and then fall, the energy begins to go back in. Oh, the wisdom of the trees. Look at the trees, right? In the fall, all the energy begins to go back down to the roots, which means they begin to lose their leaves, right? Then slow down. In the winter, there's no leaves, it's bare, all the energy is in the roots, right? And then in the spring, guess what? The energy begins to come back up. The leaves begin to come out. In the summer, the leaves are all out. There might be fruits, right? Do you see the cycle? That's how we're meant. That's how we were built to flow through life. And even in the cosmic, in the universe, in the, you know, with all the planet astrology, numerology, like all of that, you can see the same seasonal signatures in there. There's time for work, there's time to reevaluate, there's time to just simply pause and take a deep breath in and recalibrate, fill yourself back up, and then it's time to get back on the horse and go again, right? So I think we live in a society where the pause aspect has been cut out. The pause aspect has been viewed as being lazy. And yet it's a very vital, it's a very important step that we need to honor on our journey of growth. We simply need to honor it. For me, it was like my body feeling that lightness that stepped in, and then taking that deep breath in and then exhaling out and arriving in that moment. Perhaps for you, a pause would be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go camp. I'm gonna go in the forest and go camp for the weekend, right? For everyone, again, the pause is different. And I'm gonna talk about some ways that you can implement this through journaling. Journaling is such a beautiful pause activity, right? It doesn't have to take like days. You can take just a couple of hours, connect to your breath, have a glass of water or a cup of tea, and just relax, light a candle, and just reflect on your journey. The pause that come in is to help us to reflect on our journeys. This is one of the reasons why I love Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde is like the cosmic pause. It's almost like the universe knows that if that doesn't happen, we're just going to keep going and going and going. So Mercury retrograde kind of comes in and says, hey, okay, we're going to literally pause everything. Just going to slow everything down. You have no choice. Take a break and review. Take advantage of this pause and review and re-nourish yourself before you move ahead again. So here we are. We just walked out of that eclipse portal, and we're standing a point of stillness, a point of breath, a point of balance, a point where we can recalibrate and refill ourselves. Are you willing to be here with me? Because this point is just as, actually, if not more important than the going, the forward movement. At any point in the journey, we need to take a pause, we need to rest, we need to eat, we need to drink some water before we continue on our journey again. So that pause, that resting point is needed, because when you rest, when you pause, when you take care of yourself, you know, when you take care of your mind, your body, your heart, your spirit, when it's time to go, when the light turns green, you have the energy, all the energy that you need to move forward, and also to face all the challenges that might pop up on the way. So, with that said, let's move through this journey together. Enough of me talking. I want to actually move you through. So, again, make sure you have a journal and a pen with you. If you don't have it at this moment, let's say you're driving, that's okay. Just listen. And then when you get home, watch it again and move through this process with me. You will thank me later. Trust me. Yes. So take a deep breath in with me and out. Take another deep breath in. And with your exhale this time, I want you to arrive in this moment, calling back all your energy into this moment. Beautiful. Keep breathing, letting the breath bring you deeper and deeper into your body, into the here and now. And as you're breathing, I want you to take notice especially of the space in between the inhalation and the exhalation, that little pause in between. So place a hand on your heart. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and hold at the top and slowly exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, hold at the top, and exhale through your mouth. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold at the top for 4 counts. And now exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Take another deep breath in. 4 counts. Hold at the top for 4 counts. And now exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Inhaling for 4 counts. Hold at the top for 4 counts. And exhaling for 6 counts. Keep this rhythm. Inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, and exhaling through your mouth for 6 counts. Notice how your body is feeling. The pause at the top of your breath. Notice how your body feels at the pause at the bottom of your breath. Notice the pauses, those stillness. It's not nothing. It's alive. It's sacred. And it's where peace lives. Go ahead and rest there. Just keep that rhythm going. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 6. Beautiful. Now, if you have your journal nearby, I want you to take a moment and open it, grab your pen, and turn to an empty page. Divide the page into 2. And on the left column, write, what drains me right now? And on the right, what nourishes me right now? So take some time and list everything on the left that drains you right now. And on the right, list everything that nourishes you right now. Give yourself permission to be honest. No judgment, just simply notice. And if you need to pause it here so you can keep writing, please go ahead and do that. So now wherever you are on your writing, go ahead and pause. And just read back over what you wrote. Now I want you to connect to how your body is feeling as you take it in. And ask yourself gently, where can I shift towards nourishment in this season? Where can I shift towards nourishment in this season? And write down anything that pops up immediately. Again, if you need more time to write, go ahead and pause the audio at this point. Now put your pen down, close your journal, and now close your eyes again. And imagine a golden doorway in front of you. Now notice behind you is a storm. There's noise, chaos, endless doing. And when you look ahead of you through the doorway, it's a quiet autumn field with golden leaves, crisp air, soft earth beneath your feet. Now go ahead and step through the doorway. It is safe for you to be on this journey. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a step through the doorway and go ahead and take a seat in this sacred field, wherever you feel called to. And again, breathe in the stillness around you. And breathe in the stillness within you. Feel the wind moving gently. There's nothing to fix, nothing to chase, just peace. In this stillness, affirm with me. In pausing, I integrate. In stillness, I realign. Repeat after me. In pausing, I integrate. In stillness, I realign. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's say it one more time. In pausing, I integrate. In stillness, I realign. Go ahead and stay here for a few breaths. Receive in whatever wisdom arises. And again, if you need to spend more time in this sacred sanctuary of yours, go ahead and pause the video or audio at this time. But when you're ready, let's return back to your notebook. So grab your pen and answer these questions. Where in my life am I being invited to pause? Where in my life am I being invited to pause? What truth can only be revealed in stillness? What truth can only be revealed in stillness? And what would balance look like for me this season? What would balance look for me this season? Keep your answers simple, intuitive. Whatever comes to you, write that down. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. And let your soul speak through the pen. If you need more time to answer these questions, go ahead and pause the video to do so. When you're ready, close your journal, put your pen down, and return back to the breath, to that sacred breath. Breathing in through your nose. Pause at the top. And exhale through your mouth. May you honor the wisdom of the pause. May balance guide you. May rest hold you. And may you remember that even in stillness, your soul is moving forward. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back, beloved. Welcome back. Go ahead and just do some light stretches to just get you back into the body, into the here and now. I told you it would be like a mini retreat. Come back to this episode throughout the week whenever you need that sacred pause, whenever you need to visit that sacred sanctuary of your peace where we were. Go back there to remind yourself of the peace and stillness, the gifts of peace and stillness and harmony we are being given at this time. And hopefully through the journaling prompts, you have an awareness of where in your life you're being asked to slow down, to take a deep breath in, and simply be. Simply be. It's okay. We have arrived in a beautiful place. We did great work during the eclipse season. Let us honor this sacred pause and all the wisdom that comes with it. If you know anyone who would enjoy and benefit from this episode, again, feel free to share this with them. I don't know about you, I'm so relaxed. It felt so good. Yes. So, yes, share away. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can receive notifications every time I post a new episode. And I just want to thank you again. Thank you for joining me for another week's episode. And I am blessing you. I really want you to experience this season differently in a way that honors you, that honors your journey, your path, in a way that you've never experienced before, filled with love, filled with joy, the simple pleasures of life. I want the simple pleasures of life to be amplified in your life for you because we deserve it. Not just in this moment all the time, but especially when we move through something intense. You deserve this. All right, my loves. If you haven't joined my online community, the Goddess Chamber, go ahead and find the link below. Come join us there. Share your aha moments, share your experiences, share your questions. I would love to hear from you guys. Is there a topic that you want me to talk about? Do you have a question? Send it to me and I can answer it during, the next episode. I would love to see you there. All right, from my heart to yours, until next time. Bye, everyone.